Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. Don't Sleep is a 2017 horror movie that has a cast list of whom you may recognise, certainly some of them. And it consists of people like Cary Elwes, who you may remember from movies like The Princess Bride and many others like Saw, Jill Hennessy from the TV show Crossing Jordan, and Alex Rocco, who you will know from many, many movies over the years, and this was in actual fact his last movie before he sadly passed. And this movie focuses essentially on a character who we meet initially as a child, and he's suffering terribly from um, sleep deprivation and really, really horrific dreams of nightmarish scenarios and demons and all this kind of thing. And it gets progressively worse as a child, and he goes to see a child therapist played by Cary Elwes, who treats him. And we don't initially learn how that turns out, but we next meet the character as a grown-up, Zach. So you naturally assume that the treatment has been successful. And as a grown-up, he moves into this lovely little house with his girlfriend, and it all seems really picturesque and nice, and the people that are renting them the property live directly opposite them. Everyone seems really nice, and they're all having lunch and evening meals together. Very picturesque and lovely. But slowly but surely, while he is there, these nightmare dreams start coming back. He starts having these demonic visions, and strange supernatural things start going on, and he thinks he's losing his mind again, but he starts remembering back to his childhood, and it all starts coming back to him, and this starts escalating and getting worse and worse and worse. He tries to get some answers from his mother, who's played by Jill Hennessy, and again he makes contact with the doctor, Cary Elwes, to try and get some answers as to what is happening to him. But it all keeps escalating. It starts affecting the neighbours, especially the elderly neighbour, Alex Rocco, and everybody starts getting affected by these strange supernatural events and demonic events that are going on. And that's kind of the story here. And this film, I have to say, is quite conflicting in a lot of ways. There's part of me who really liked parts of this movie, and there's other parts got really frustrated and cross about it. And because there are an awful lot of flaws with this movie, but the general core of the movie is good. Just off the bat, I would say the general sound and feel of the movie in regards to the sound design was poor. I don't think the music and the sound was particularly good. It all felt a bit dull. It was overly confusing. I don't mind films that don't pander to you, but I think this was confusing in a bad way at times. This movie, they made poor decisions. Just continuity decisions. Like, we meet Jill Hennessy and Cary Elwes when Zach is a child, and when we see them again when he's a grown-up, they look exactly the same. They have not aged a day, and I just thought that was really amateurish on their part. There was other scenes as well where he walks into a room and he sees his girlfriend talking to someone, but we see her mouth moving and no words coming out, and then he comes in and starts talking. It's just really jarring, and the fact that she's getting undressed to go and get in a shower, with curtains open and things like that. It's little things like that really bother me sometimes in movies. It's that little attention to detail that isn't necessary. Characters turning up halfway through a movie who are supposedly pals with the main character, school friends, and it was really unlikable and annoying, and you just kept thinking to yourself, he's just there to be killed, he's going to die, dead man walking sort of thing. And it was like an episode of Star Trek with someone with a red top on. You always knew they were going to die in that show, and you knew this character was just there to be killed. But a lot of those I can kind of forgive. Because I do think the very core of this movie, there is a decent movie here. I just think it's been mishandled in a lot of ways. There's some really freaky imagery, really good imagery for a horror movie here. The playing on the dreams thing always works well in horror movies, and they do it slightly differently here. Um, but I couldn't make my mind up if the confusing aspect of the movie helped or hindered it really. It's a strange one. And I think it would depend on your perspective when you're watching this movie. But I do have to say, I enjoyed the ending tremendously. I think it's one of those endings that would probably split people right down the middle. But I liked the ending. I appreciated it. I thought it was clever and well thought out, and I didn't see it coming. So I do applaud them for the ending. I thought that was well written. But I think overall this movie is a bit of a missed opportunity. A lot of good ideas. They've got some decent talent in here for the movie. I just think they tried to be a bit too clever here, and ultimately I don't think it fully pays off. But it is worth a watch, I think.